There was a lot of grappling, dude. But I mean, Mike Rangel, man, he's still teaching.
Yeah.
But he used to do a lot of stand-up.
Yeah, you're a big dude, man. Shit, that don't surprise me at all.
Go ahead and put your headset on, boss. We should be about ready to go, man. It's already streaming. We're about there, man. It's already going live. We should already be streaming, though. That's the only thing about this, man. It catches you like right before, so it's kind of like a little iffy.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Spider here, TheFightCardPodcast, coming to you once again. I'm in the studio being joined by John Noriega. As always, man, it's always a pleasure, bro. Thank you for coming back.
Yes, sir.
Now, the last time you brought tacos, man, and I appreciate that, man. I forgot to throw that in the podcast, bro, but I appreciate you and bringing donuts today, man. I mean, I can't say no, so I appreciate that, man.
Got to, yes, sir.
Now, let me ask you, bro. I mean, a lot happened this weekend, man. I mean, like I said before, I mean, we're in San Antonio, of course. The fights that happened, a lot of them, there's 3 of them that were bare knuckle. I mean, we had BYB, of course, in Florida with Data 5000, you know, the guy that almost died in freaking Bellator, man. We had Gamebird Fighting Championship happen in Biloxi, Mississippi. And then BKFC actually happened in Thailand, bro.
Wow.
And that one I didn't get to watch live. But I did watch a lot of the recaps, dude, and they're brutal, man. I mean, it was... I mean, bare knuckle, man. What do you think, man? I mean, do you think there's a long lifespan for bare knuckle?
I think there's, as long as it's combat sports, I think there's eyes and interest in all kinds. Pero me, I'm an MMA guy, like I said. Pero yeah, I definitely do think so.
You see, and one of the things that I had talked to Aaron about, man, was with Gamebird Fighting Championship. They don't have any titles yet. I'm hoping on their 4th installment, man, they bring some titles up. And my, the question that Aaron brought up was like, man, are they going to be able to defend it? You know, a lot of the contestants, I mean, they fight once and then that's it, or they have a 1-fight contract and that's it. But for those that do, I mean, of course, BKFC's already got a couple titles out there, so they've had champions. So I know they can come back. It's just one of the things, of course, that we spoke about was back in Brazil, Vale Tudo, man, bare knuckle. When they first started, a lot of the fights would end up because of cuts or loss of blood. I mean, there was some bloody, they'd be swimming in pools of blood, man, literally. Right. And so with them having hand wraps, I think it's they still get banged up. I mean, it's still basically bone on bone. But I see them, I see titles, man. And I'm hoping BYB, of course, they have theirs. And they have one of the things that I read up on them was that they actually have a lawsuit on the Triad Combat because of the whole triangle setup. And I dug a little bit into it, man. And it turns out like the guy from Triad actually worked with BYB back in the day, and they kind of came up with that. So I don't know who has the rights.
So they both feel they have the
right. The rights to use that. I mean, of course, Triad had Triad, and BYB they have the Trigon, is what they call it. And I mean, it's a good platform, man. I mean, have you seen that? Have you seen them fighting that thing? And dude, that's fucking wild, bro.
There's nowhere to go.
No, yeah, it's like, I mean, they say go to your corner. You're like, which one, man? There's only 3. It's crazy, man. But they make it happen, bro. And I mean, I know we had a Texas fighter at the fighting for the title, man. And she came, she didn't win, but she went out there swinging, man. And it's interesting because one of the things before, and I had talked about, for me, when I started like sponsoring people here in San Antonio, man, with 210 Fight Gear, which is a t-shirt company that I came up with, and I was sponsoring locals. And the reason for it was because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna push the locals out and get them out there, man. But I mean, they were going to Oklahoma to compete. We had Aaron Rosa was actually in the UFC. He was a sponsored 210 Fight Gear fighter. Wow. Pete Spratt at one point también, I sponsored him, and so the name was out there. I mean, before I knew it, man. And one of the things, I think, I don't know if I brought it up last time, man, but when people ask me like, oh man, I want to start a fight gear, man, what do you think? And I'm like, dude, bad idea, man. It's just it takes a lot of money. And I mean, of course, sponsorship, a lot of fighters think money right away, man. They don't think gear, they don't think, and it's I mean, you break the bank real quick, man. I mean, you gotta kind of have to juggle and say, okay, you know what, this is all I have, so this is what I can do. If they want it, great. If not, then go to somebody else, right?
Right.
But that's kind of what happened to me, man. I mean, I shot too quick. At that time, I did get a business partner out of Houston, man, and the guys were like, yeah, we're starting out this fight gear. It's going to be like Under Armour, but it's going to be our own blend, our own cut, our own. So I was like, cool. And they needed an MMA outlet. And they were like, man, you already know a lot of people, man. Like, we'll bring you in and we'll just put your logos on the shorts and the rash guards. And I was thinking, sweet, man. Like, yeah, you know what? And because of that, I started sponsoring more fighters, man. So I started sponsoring. I had a fighter in Alaska that I was sponsoring for the Alaskan Fighting Championship, bro. I mean, I have managers, and that's kind of why I tell people it's funny, because at that time, I had a lot of the fighters' managers calling me, man. Like the owner of ATA, I didn't know at the time, but he was calling me for sponsorship. I know he had Bigfoot Silva fighting in Corpus, so he wanted a sponsor for him. He was asking for a bit, dude. I was like, man, I couldn't do it, but I started having people calling me. And one of the things that people don't realize it is that this was when Dana White was the manager for Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, and he was calling me. Like, people don't. I was like, dude, he called me, bro. Like, I had his number when I heard that he was a president, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if it's the same number. I called it, and the number was disconnected, bro. So, go figure, man. But I was just like, oh, damn, but it just goes to show. I mean, that doesn't make me up. It doesn't put me up there. But I mean, the numbers. What I take from that is the numbers that he was asking for sponsorship back then, bro, were freaking crazy, bro. And he was like, yeah, you'll get this, and he's everywhere. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It sounded good, but I was just like, as a business person back then, I should have thought, okay, well, say if he would have asked for $20,000, okay, $20,000, but how much can he sell? Can I sell $40,000 worth of gear? Because that's where it makes sense. Because I break even and I get some, you know what I mean? It's a business, so I got to think that way. I mean, a lot of people do, and that's kind of like what we're doing now with the whole DeFi label. .com, dude. It is my t-shirt company, and everything's gonna be pre-order. Coming this year, man. It's just basically I like it only for the fact that we can work with different fighters, and if they have their own logo, their own ideas, it'll be their own shirt. But of course, they got to sell them, and they make their profits, and we're able to keep it afloat, man, because we're not gonna have extras, man. So it's just, and that's kind of what. Even the people back then, man. I had my boy Eddie Miller. He had ethnology label. From that, I ended up branching out and coming up with ethnology fight label. But it was because, I mean, you stack up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell them, and you get like 500 shirts, and guess what, man? You have 400 shirts in your closet for a few months, man.
Right.
But it's a lost business, man. But it's just. It's a good thing that I experienced, and that's why I say when people ask me like, "Hey, I want to do this, I want to do that," I'm like, "Dude, like, you know what? Save your money and make your own shirt, man." Like, I mean, you wear it, because, I mean, bottom line, that's all they're gonna do, man. People are just gonna see the fighter. They don't see your logo. They don't see your shirt. But if the fighter's got a good following, then yeah, you can sell. Even if you sell 50 shirts, man, that'll be a good thing. It's lowballing it, but makes sense, man, because we don't want to go broke, man, especially in New Year, bro.
No way.
And let me ask you, man. Of course, I mean, you own MMA is Life. I mean, I can see your shirt, man, and
yes, sir.
Always repping that shit, dude, bro.
Always.
And let me ask you, bro. You interviewed a fighter this past week, man. You did a little write up for him, which is sweet. I actually read it, and the fact that you brought him up and asked a lot of good questions, as far as where he came from, who he's training with, of course, and what did you take from that write up, man? What did you learn about the guy?
Oh, I learned a lot about Mr. Marcel McKinn's 6'2" featherweight. He's a beast, man. I believe he's 4-0, 3-0 as a pro, and he's badass, man. He's been. I call the article "Mr. Been Around the World, baby," because he's was born in Hawaii, lives in San Antonio, and he's been everywhere in between. Army baby, so.
Oh yeah, military kid, man.
Military kid, yes.
No, you see, and that's one of the things, especially not just with San Antonio, man. I mean, of course, we've called it Military City, USA, but even in Killeen, bro. I mean, you got people out there. It's like a little town. It's a military town. I mean, everybody out there, of course, because of the base. It's because of that, we get a lot of good fighters, bro. Especially here in Texas, man. Because I mean, they gotta go where mom and dad are, and a lot of times I realize, man, they move out of the state and then they come back. Texas is something, dude. I mean, I know it's growing. I mean, for years, especially, growing up in middle school and high school. Well, actually in high school, man, I met he was my best friend my freshman year, right? But I mean, this kid moved in from New Mexico, and he was like, hey, I was skateboarding, he was on his bike, it was just like, it was cool, man. He was a cool guy. I actually still talk to him, man. His name's Andrew Lopez, man. The guy's a genius with freaking master craftsman and jewelry, bro. He does some killer stuff, man. And but yeah, I met the guy, and I remember he was telling me like, yeah, listen to this tape, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, who is that? Because I used to listen to rap, you know, growing up, man, like hip hop and you know, Run DMC and you know, just Kumo D, all that stuff, man. And he had told me the name at the beginning, I didn't know, and like a year later, bro, like I start hearing it like on the radios here and everywhere, and I was like, oh crap, dude, like that was the stuff it was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, but it was just but I mean, even back then, he was just like, man, you guys are far behind, dude. Like all this stuff we were listening to last year, and at that time, I was just like, damn, well, maybe we are, man, and we were. You know, San Antonio, for some reason, man, it's always been, I guess, for the longest time, it's been very conservative. That it's kind of like, hey, that's not good. That, you know, they kind of not ban, but they kind of keep a lot of stuff out of the city, and you know, of course, I mean, marijuana is still, you know, up there. You know, we're still waiting to see what happens, man. But that's one of the things people are waiting for, man. You know, as far as the it being legal here, as far as the content, you know.
Were we supposed to be waiting? Because I was.
I know. I was gonna say. I thought it happened last week, bro. What's up? No, well, you know what I mean, man. It's just like that, bro. But I mean, you go to Colorado, of course. You know, I've been out there twice, and it's like, I mean,
how is it?
It's good, man. But I mean, the thing is, even like 5 years ago, it was everywhere. You know, you went out there and it was just like, man, everybody's selling it, dude. And of course, it was legal. You know, it had barely became legal, and they were selling it everywhere, man. And revenue, they talked about it going up, and you know, it's good for the city. I mean, that day happens here, man. I'm gonna open a donut shop right across the street, bro. Because you know, Munchies, bro. I'm gonna be feeding all of y'all, man. But you know what, man? But it's stuff like that I'm waiting for, man. I mean, one of the things I know in New Mexico, they have a promotion, and they're actually doing bare knuckle, you know, matches in between their boxing matches, man. And I'm waiting for that here, man. I'm waiting for them to bring that to San Antonio. I mean, whether it will happen or not, I mean, we'll see. You know, I know we have. I mean, with Game Bread, they have bare knuckle MMA, and ONE FC, they actually have kickboxing with 4-ounce gloves. You know, and my thing is, I'm waiting for somebody to come up with bare knuckle kickboxing, bro. Bare knuckle. You know, it's happening outside the country, of course. You know, it's happening, but not here in you know, the U.S., man. But that's one thing that I'm like, okay, I wonder if it'll happen, dude. Next year, man, I'm gonna see. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see how that goes, man. But yeah, man. As far as you know, the gentleman you rode up for, man. I mean, he is here in San Antonio.
Yes, sir.
And he is training with Ambush Muay Thai. Of course. Now, do you have anything coming up? I'm actually gonna bring him in here, hopefully soon, man. That'd him up awesome, and see, man. Just to see if I can get him to bring some donuts or something, bro.
Yeah, he does have a fight coming up. I believe late January, I believe.
Is that going to be for Fury or for the kickboxing?
I'll get back to you on that.
No, yeah. And the only reason I'm asking is because I know where he trains at. You know, Bobby Peak. Of course, he's doing the matchmaking for that Muay Thai, you know, fight coming up. So I'm curious. I'll find out, man, for sure, dude, because, you know, stuff like that, I want to catch up. I know we had Washington, you know, out of Ohana, man. He went and he fought Glory, won the title out there like not even like 2 weeks ago. But I'm waiting to bring him in here too, man. And it's just, I mean, San Antonio, man, a lot of people come here. Of course, we have the Riverwalk, you know, downtown. We're downtown, bro. The Riverwalk, I tell people, you can park here and walk to the Riverwalk, man. I'll walk you out there. You know, it's a good spot, man. I mean, I'm glad, you know, that Jacob opened this door and actually allowed me to come in here, man, because it's the middle of everything, dude, literally.
It's beautiful, man.
And of course, I mean, you walked it the last time you were here, man. I mean, it's, you know, it's a good place to go and play hide and seek, you know, go out there and hide and probably take a nap, dude, because I get tired, bro. But let me ask you, man. I mean, as far as the UFC fights, bro, I know you're a betting man.
Yeah,
you know?
Tony Gambler, baby.
Yeah, and I mean, how did you do, man, this past fight card?
I was going good. I was going awesome, actually. I had a 14 parlay. I was about to hit it, and right at the fourth fight, I did not hit it. And it was funny because after that 14 parlay, I was going to go for Miss Pena to capture that belt and to win me some money, but I didn't. So Tony Gambler did not make it.
He stumbled,
He stumbled a little bit.
But man, I mean, when it comes to fights, man, I mean, what is it that, I mean, why do you like to gamble? I mean, obviously, I mean, make some money, but I mean, is it something you have a like a kink for it? Like you're like, hey, you know what? I mean, you call them pretty well, right?
I call him pretty well, yes, sir.
Now, I mean, of course, when you gamble, man. I mean, have you ever been to Vegas, bro?
No. So this is my little Vegas right here. This is my little spot right here. I don't bet at football. I don't bet basketball. Just nothing but MMA. And the best I've done is I made 300. I turned 300 into almost 2,000, 1950.
Damn.
So that really struck my ego, and that's where I became Tony Gambler. I was like, I got this.
No, I mean, especially if you win, bro. Like I gamble, man, when it comes to a few things. But MMA, I haven't, man. I'm actually intrigued, man. You know, but as far as I'm more of a play the lottery kind of guy, man. Like I'll buy a ticket once a week and shoot for broke, man. But yeah, I mean, it's always good when you win money. I know I've been to Vegas twice. The first time I went with a couple of friends of mine, man, and I didn't gamble. I'm not like, I don't know how to play poker, bro. Like they bust out Uno or something, I'm in, But when it comes to poker or blackjack, like I don't even know how to play it, honestly, bro. Like I've never been real big on even learning it. But I did the coin machines. I just did what I could. I mean, I didn't win anything, but it's just, I mean, the second time we went, it was more for tourists. We just saw everything, walked around. On the way back, I hit the change machine twice, and I broke even. So that was it, bro. I was happy with that, bro. But yeah, man. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. I wouldn't mind going out there again. I mean, of course, the fights happen out there, so that'd be a good time to go on the weekend and freaking, watch a fight and then gamble some before you come home, man. But I mean, San Antonio, man. I mean, of course, we're here. As far as fights happening, I know Fury FC is coming down next year, February, correct?
February 6th, yes, sir.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, your brother's on there. I mean, you've got a couple of local guys, man, fighting on that card.
Yes,
and
sir.
I mean, for me, I'm waiting for more cards to come in here. I mean, of course, we talked the last time. I mean, LFA's going to Dallas, in Beeville, actually in I forgot the name. I went blank too, but Texas Clash is going to be out there in the Corpus area.
Okay.
They're going to Victoria. They just posted in March, which is pretty cool. I haven't been to Victoria. Actually, I've been there twice. I'm sorry, but I've never been there for a fight. My oldest was out there in college, man, and it was a cool drive, man. I think it's 87 from the east side all the way out, man. So it's a straight shot. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, I like, like I told you the last time, bro. Like I don't like being around people, man, but I love watching fights, bro. Especially cage side and getting lost and getting whatever footage I can, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
Did you happen to make it on 2014 when we got the UFC? The very first time with Cub Swanson and Jeremy Stevens?
Oh, the one here?
Yes.
No, bro. You know what? I don't know what happened in that card, man. But because I had 2 tickets and I actually gave them away, man. But I had my kids, okay. And it turned out last minute change. Like mom had to work a double, or it put me in a jam to where I was like, damn, I couldn't find a sitter. And I mean, I'm not real big on getting babysitters for my kids, bro. Like that's one of my pet peeves. Like I always watch them. I'm like, it's not her, it's her mom, or it's me. That's it. And so I ended up staying with them, man. But I gave those tickets away, and it reminds me, man, I gotta go collect, bro. No, I actually gave them away, man. That was my loss. I mean, I got them. They weren't like best seats, but you'd be there live, man. But it's weird too, because even here, like the last time they came with Alex Hernandez fought, I had 2 tickets and I gave them away too, man. And I don't know what it is, bro. Like but it's weird because I tell people, man, like I always try to get a media pass. I always get my tickets in advance, no matter what card. And if I get a media pass, then I give those tickets away. I put them up on the page and see who wants them or whatever. But if I can't cover the fight, I just don't feel right being there, man. I don't know why, bro. It's just I've been doing this for quite a bit, and it just kind of feel like I was telling Aaron, man, I'm there and I kind of feel like I got to take pictures, or it's just weird, man. It's just I can't be a fan and sit there and watch it, dude. But yeah, I mean, my loss, man. But I mean, hopefully, they come back, dude, by all means, bro. I mean, I'll be there, man. I mean, I always try to shoot for media passes. They never come. I mean, as far as from every promotion, but I always try, man. We'll see. But I mean, as far as you, man, have you been out there to the fights?
I went the very first time in 2014. We got real cool with Mr. Ricardo Lamas.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, we met the whole family. We were a little wild, and he loved it, man. He's like, I love y'all's energy. I love y'all's. I'm gonna bring that picture next time, man. After he won,
yeah,
we're just right there, just posing with them,
Sweet, man. Your brother was with you?
Yes.
Oh, nice, man. What did he say? He wanted to get in the card or what, man?
Well, of course we introduced him that. This is the next flyweight right here. This is the man, and we were right,
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, the guy definitely that. I know WEC was here a long time ago, man. And I mean, with that card, I didn't even go to that one. I was at the post office at the time, and I couldn't get the day off. But that was actually the time I think I was telling you, man, when my boy asked me to help him, and I set him up with interviews with Leonard Garcia and Cowboy Cerrone and all them, dude. But he was able to get in there and get some good footage, man. It was pretty cool, man. It's actually still on the TexasFighting.com YouTube channel, man. But every once in a while, like, I'll share stuff from there, man, because I mean we were able to, I guess, capture a lot of fighters, bro. And then, you know, it's just, I mean, a lot of them aren't in the UFC anymore. I mean, of course, Cowboy, I don't know if he just got released or if he just got told to take some time off, man.
I hope it's that, yeah, because,
wow. Yeah, because he didn't want to go out the way he did. You know, of course, he lost to the Texas guy, you know, on this last fight.
Moreno.
Yeah, dude.
He's a beast, man. That was a good win.
No, yeah, bro. I mean, that's definitely, you know, put a notch on his belt, dude, because, I mean, Cowboy's been losing, man, but he's been losing the top dudes, man. So that's no, you know, he's no slouch, man. Now, I've met the guy in person maybe like 4 times. I mean, through appearances, of course, he was at Peace Brad. He was at MMA Overload. You know, he's been in a few places doing seminars and whatnot, dude. And he's a pretty cool dude, man. Like, you see him and you know, just like everybody, they're humble. I mean, at that time, I think he was with Leonard Garcia, and I think they were partying the night before because they were a little out there, man. But it's cool to be able to hang out, man, and, you know, just talk to him, dude. I mean, a lot of times people are like, "Oh, dude, you didn't get footage or you didn't get a photo," and I said, "Man, it's we're having a conversation. I don't even think about it, man." Right. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of missed opportunities that I've had, dude. But it's just because I was in the moment, you know. But hopefully, a lot of good. The only thing that I do, man, and I'll say this is when I see other cameramen and they're covering the fights or covering a lot of them I know, like, I'll take pictures of them around fighters, and just that way I can, like, give it to them, you know. And if you're out there, man, do the same for me, man, because, you know, there's times where I'm like, damn, I don't get any footage, and I'm standing next to, you know, like, I think one of my boys from South Texas actually took a picture of me sitting next to Big John. You know, we were talking the whole time, man. We were covering the Bellator fight in Austin, and I'm there talking to him, and I'm taking pictures, and he's talking, you know, we're just conversating, dude. And I had told him, and I said, "Hey, man, I got a reality show idea." And he was like, "Oh yeah, what is it?" And I said, "Man, everybody wants to be a fighter." I said, "Man, let's, you know, tell the powers that be, man, to get 4 people from 4 different businesses, and all of them start up an MMA promotion and see if they can make it happen and show the fights and see what the turnout is, and we'll call it, you know, Who Wants to Be an MMA Promoter." Wow. And he shot me down, bro. He shot me, man. Yeah, dude. He was all like, "Man, that's a shit idea, man." He said, "Ain't nobody trying to be an MMA promoter, man." And I was like, man, that was my stardom, dude. I was just like, damn, if I can get him to believe in it, man, I said, it'll be good, man. But yeah,
sounds
bro.
Interesting to me, though.
No, I mean, I just thought, because a lot of promoters here are business owners, you know. And I was thinking, you know what, dude? I mean, in my understanding, I was like, it'll be good because all these fighters are going to get exposure. The businesses, they're going to get exposure. The promotions, if they make it happen, great. Maybe they'll pursue it, you know, get more platform. If they don't, then, you know, they don't, man. But I just thought all around. I said, you know what? If Netflix, man, if you're out there, man, get with me, bro. I think it still has something on there, man. But yeah, dude. But yeah, we were BSing the whole time, and one of the things is the media guys, they don't give us shares most of the time, so we either have to bring our own, or I usually get on one knee and, you know, boom. But when Big John kept getting up, I kept sitting in the chair because I was going through my photos, deleting, you know, staying busy, and he would come up, and I'm like, "Hey, there you go, man, keeping it warm." And he's like, "All right, man, that's my chair." And I said, "Yeah, I know it's your chair, bro." I was like, you know, but so he would get up for a fight, and boom, I would sit down. And promoters, man, if you're out there, man, I got bad knees, bro, so definitely. And there's a couple of them that, you know, the state too, man, they're kind of like, "Hey, you can't," or you know, you can, but mostly they give it to like the refs and the medical, of course, you know. But it's just it's cool if they did, man. I'd appreciate it. I know, and I'll give props to the man out there, Texas Clash, man. I mean, Manuel, he actually he offered the chairs, and I'm like, dude, sweet, like, heck yeah, I'll take it, you know. I mean, he has an amateur promotion, but hey, it does wonders, man. Because after a day of kneeling, bro, sure, next day I gotta go to work and I'm hurting. It's pain, but yeah, man. I mean, of course, I mean, you've been to fights. Now, with the MMA is life, man, this year, bro, are you looking to do play-by-plays, man?
Yes, definitely yes.
And on that, is it going to be a written format, or are you going to get on there and go live, or what's going on?
I think I'm going to start with the written format. You know, I'm a little shy, I guess you could say, you know what I'm saying? I'm just coming out my shell, man, you know, but I'm definitely going to make some noise.
No, yeah, man, and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to, man. I mean, the new year.
Fucking lying.
No, I mean, bro, like, it's like I tell people, man. I mean, whether you have a small business or a large business, it's still your business. I mean, you're the CEO of whatever you have, right? So if you don't like something, you remove it. If you need something else, you add it, and that's kind of that's what we have to do, man. I mean, I wish life was easy. I wish I could get like 10 people to work with me,
Right.
and that'd be great, man. But it's just half the time it's myself, and I mean, I get what I can. I know some people have posted on my YouTube like, man, you can't get better footage, and I'm like, I said I could if I would. I said, but this is it, and I love that they responded because that's kind of what I want, dude. I want criticism, I want reaction, whether they like it or not. It's like, hey, man, I literally do what I can, and half the time it's better footage than anybody else can produce. I'm close up, I'm taking pictures while I'm videotaping, so it's kind of like I'll freaking glance off a little bit, and I'm like, crap, try to correct it,
Right.
but it's all good though, man. I love that. Like I said, I mean, they bring in criticism. I mean, even on the podcast, dude, you get a voiceover, man. We'll bring him in here, bro. Heck, we'll tell him to run the show, man. But it is us, man. I mean, this is it. Whether people appreciate it or not. I mean, we do what we can, and nobody else is doing it.
Nobody.
So I mean, if they can't appreciate that, then oh well, But it's the people that can, by all means. We appreciate you guys. Everybody out there listening, men and women. Talking about women, man. I mean, do you know anybody that's fighting on the Fury card? As far as on the women's side?
No, as of now, right now, no. But I know of dangerous little lady. I don't know if you're familiar with her, Miss Rain Guerrero.
Oh yeah, bro. Yes.
Ooh-wee. I heard she's the number 4th ranked in all Texas, and 3, 2, and 1 don't really want nothing to do with her. So
Yeah.
I think the next step is the next option is to put her on the Contender Series, man. I mean, that young lady fights like a bully, and she's a brawler, man.
No, yeah, and you know what? And one of the things, I mean, there's of course, Invicta FC is out there, like the women's cards. A lot of promotions, of course, that they're smart about it, and they put a lot of these women up there. A lot of times they make them the main event, bro. That's because that's how attractive people are to women fighting. I mean, not just for the fact that, like right now they're athletes, they're training hard, they're probably, all of them probably kick my butt, dude. For it's like, I mean, they're bad, dude, and
Right.
and putting them up there, man, to test themselves. I mean, that's just crazy. But yeah, a lot of times, the cards starts falling apart. They put them in the main event, and it happens a lot, man. And I'm kind of glad because it gives them a spotlight. Whether they win or lose. I mean, a lot of times, not everybody can win, of course, but exposure, man, gets them exposure, and they put them on. Somebody else picks them up, and they keep going. But Rain, yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Is she still local or is she still out there in Houston?
She's in H-Town, yes.
Oh, okay.
War Training MMA.
Yeah, right.
They're doing big stuff, man. Them
Oh
gorillas,
yeah,
man.
bro. Yeah, always, man. These guys are tough as hell, dude. But yeah, man. But I mean, I definitely want to start bringing. I mean, just everybody, But I want to start inviting more people this year, man. I mean, right now because everything I'm doing is early. I'm either doing early in the morning or later in the evening, just depending on everybody's schedule. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking to add a lot more play-by-plays. I mean, we're gonna be doing fight parties like the Fight Watch. We're saying
Yes.
we're gonna start doing that just for some of the fights coming up. Whether or not people want to see us, watching the fights, too. But I mean, our reactions and our commentary, our questions, and just stuff we're gonna be posting up there. But on that being said, man, on the Fight Watch parties, man, what we're gonna be doing was we're gonna be doing raffles.
Okay.
We're going to be giving away on the main co-main and the main event. We're going to start giving out gear for a lot of the fighters, man, whether it's gloves or, whatever we can part with, man. But, I mean, that way they get something, it's training, man. And one of the things, bro, and I'll say this because, like the fighters, and I guess it's like me, dude. I go to my closet and I got like 5 shirts I probably will never wear, but I don't want to get rid of them, bro. And with the fighters, it's the same thing, man. They wear shorts so they fucking fall apart, bro.
Right.
And not saying because they're broke or but they're comfortable and they love them, so of course. And that's one of the things that we're gonna start doing, giving away gear, man. A couple fight shorts, whatever we can get a hold of, man. And we got a couple of sponsors on board, so we're definitely gonna be asking for gear just to do that, But looking forward to it, man. I mean, of course, Jacob. I mean, we're here at the HOJ Academy. TV's outside, man. We'll just put a camera and go ahead and zoom and boom, go at it, man. But it'll be fun, man. I mean, it'll be. Of course, I'll be inviting people, to come over and sit down and, there'll be no alcohol, of course, unfortunately, man. But yeah, man, just to sit back and have some, get something to eat and just watch the fights, man. Be fun. Now, let me ask you, man. Now, of course, Fury UFC, they're coming next year. LFA is going to Dallas. For me, man, I'm hoping more promotions come to Texas. I mean, of course, San Antonio, but I'm waiting for a lot of these other. I know WEC came by last year, and some of the guys from here actually competed on there. I'm waiting for them to come through here, man. Especially San Antonio, man. I mean, just like the fighters, I don't like to drive, so if they're here, man, I can go to the weigh-ins and then go home and then go back to the fights. But it's interesting, man. I mean, what other fights have you been to besides the UFC, man?
Okay, we've gotten the UFC, we've gotten the WEC, the Crazy Classic, Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Ben Henderson in 09. ¿Qué más? We've had a couple of them, of smaller ones. Chingo of Fury, man. Chingo Fury cards. So it's been good, man. It's been awesome, and I can't wait for 2022, especially now with my mentality that I have. Before it was just as a fan. Now I feel I have to
going to work.
Guys. Yes, exactly.
You see, and that's kind of what I was saying, bro. Because like I've been to some fights, and it's just like I sit down and I'm like, man, I can't. I get uncomfortable, man. Like I'm like, oh, dude, I want to go K-side and start taking pictures, man. Mentioning promotions, man. Like I've been able to cover like 2 UFC cards. I've been able to, of course, the Fury, of course, the Legacy fighting before they went to LFA. LFA, of course, Bellator, Combate Global. I mean, I've been able to cover a lot of them, man, and it's fun because it's like a lot of times I get to see what happens behind the scenes, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, dude, because it's an ugly sport, man. I mean, not just the promoters. A lot of them are pretty cool, man, and they're a lot of them don't care, could care less, man. But it's just it kind of opened my eyes to like, oh, okay, you know what, you kind of have to look out for yourself, man. I mean, fighters out there, of course, if you don't have a manager, have your coach go through your contracts, man. Definitely look at the fine print because a lot of times they get screwed, man. Whether it's out of money, out of pay. I mean, there's a lot of underlying titles as far as like what they're expected to do as far as sell tickets and right. Just stuff like that, man. So yeah, man, just be careful what you sign, man. I mean, definitely have somebody go over it. I know not everybody can afford a lawyer, but it's that bad to where, especially if you make it to the big show, man, get somebody that actually is working with contracts or can actually read between the lines and make sure everything's good, man.
So you think every fighter needs a manager, or how do you see that? Of course, I'm asking for my little brother.
No, yeah, you know what? A lot of times it's kind of hard. I mean, because a lot of the coaches, man, a lot of times they're the coach. I mean, their job is to coach their fighters and prep them. I think there should be somebody that's looking out for them on their media. Somebody that's looking out for them on their contract. Somebody, just because. You don't want to take the coach away from the coaching. In other words, I mean, it's a lot of times, contract, you read it, and I'm sure, with your brother, of course, Ray, he signed contracts, so I'm sure he knows what to look for. But it's just I think they should, man. I mean, of course, maybe not right away, but once you start getting contracts, then yeah, man, it's just like, okay, what are you gonna sign? It's just like buying a car or signing up for a house. If you sign something and it's like it's not what you're expecting, man, you're screwed. But I mean, it's happened before in the UFC. I mean, Bellator. I mean, some of these guys sign on, and a lot of it. I don't think it's happened in years, but I'll say this: like for King of the Cage, Terry Tublick, I believe is his name. He's a promoter, and he had like 2 fighters in contract that he wouldn't release, and the UFC wanted them, but he wouldn't release them because they were in contract, and that's kind of why I say be careful what you sign, because they could have been in the UFC prior, and they had to fight their contract off and then be able to get picked up, and by that time it might be too late, man.
Reminds me of the Eddie Alvarez situation.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
He was on the show for a good 9-12 months.
Yes, bro. Just because and it's just, I mean, a lot of times they get released. I know a couple of fighters have asked for Dana to release him, and he does, but he can be a prick and be like, nah, man, you're on there. George St. Pierre. I mean, he couldn't box. De La Hoya because of that, because he was still in the UFC contract. Another fighter, man, it's Jimmy the Brick Flick, man.
Okay.
The UFC kept him on the contract. I mean, he's not fighting, he's retired, but if he were to want to fight again, he's got to go fight with the UFC, which isn't a bad thing, of course, but it's kind of those things that you kind of have to look out for, man, because like right now, of course, Fury is the cage fighting, Fury Championship, all these promotions that are on the UFC Fight Pass. I mean, of course, a lot of them are getting picked up in contracts, but in their sense, it's good because they're feeder companies to the UFC, of course, right? So that's a good thing. I mean, for that, I don't think there's anything negative about that. But still, just have somebody to go over the contracts and make sure what you're signing is what you're doing, what they're promising, man. Because promoter can tell you, hey, yeah, I'm gonna do this, do that, and then you fight and you lose, and they're like, oh man, where's the contract, right? Boom, right off the bat, they'll throw that at you, man. But yeah, man, I mean, definitely, being big brother, man, look out for your bro, man. Make sure to go over what he's signing and he's promised, man, because it's a dog world, man. Everybody wants to make money, but nobody wants to pay. But let me ask you, bro. Now, as far as MMA's life, I know the last time you said you were gonna start making shirts, man. When is that gonna happen, bro?
Definitely mid-January. I already got my artist, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now.
Okay, and it's going to be the same logo, or you're going to tweak it up?
Well, I kind of gave the artist free, just do your thing.
Oh, okay.
As long as it has the MMA dash is dash like,
right.
But as far as letters, colors, you got to
tweak it up, man. No, that's good, man. Because I had another guy working on the logo, man. Aaron Suarez actually asked him to do something with it, and I like it because, like, it's just like I tell people, like, okay, you know what? It's combat sports, it's a podcast, it's fighter interviews, it's so let's see what they come up with. Because a lot of times it's right out the, it comes out right out of left field. You're like, oh shit, it's nice, dude. And I mean, a couple people have sent images, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I like them. But I like to see what people's perspective is, man, because a lot of times it's something totally different, but it's like, hey, you're okay with it, man.
Yeah.
So for sure, man. And I mean, on these shirts, man, you're going to be selling them, or you're going to be giving them to the fighters, or what's going on?
A little bit of both. Selling them to anybody who wants to support, and for the fighters, definitely, especially the ones that
you're working with? Yeah, man. Oh, hell yeah, of course, man. And I mean, next year, man, what fighters have you sponsored, man? I know you sponsored quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yes, sir. I've gotten, of course, my brother, Eddie Friday. I've gotten, he's an amateur Christian game day amateurs out of 10th Planet Austin.
Okay.
Those 10th Planet Austin ninjas, man, I gotta say, man, they've been real super cool with me. I've gotten their head coach, he was coach of the year, Cody Hofstadter.
Oh, yeah, bro.
I've interviewed. We actually did a Joe Rogan style. We just hotboxed the whole interview.
Oh, shit. Man, I think I saw that, man. I remember.
In my little RV.
Yeah, bro. Hey, man, that's the job, though, man. And that's a cool thing you did that because with podcasting, a lot of people have been. They say they'll do it out of the closet, bro. Yeah. And it's that simple. You want to soundproof the area, of course, but yeah, man, a trailer, bro. Shoot, I know. And let me tell you this, man. I'm gonna throw it out there, man. Before I started this in 2019, I started. The Fight Card Podcast. I bought the domain and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. This is what I want to do. 2020 started. I got a couple of locals on there and it was going to be a traveling podcast. I was just going to go to the gyms. That way I figured, you know what? That way everybody gets exposure. Wow. I get a following. It was a good concept, And COVID happened. So I stopped and I was like, damn. And work picked up, man. So I'm not going to complain, but it picked up a lot to where I was just like, damn, I didn't have time, bro. Literally, I was working from like 9 to 9, bro, every day. And, it was good, man. But towards the end, I was just like, okay, I got to do something with this. The end of the year was coming down. Everything was opening up. Of course, I had reached out to Jacob Landon because I was going to do something with him at the Ohana gym. And, of course, it was just like, it wasn't right at the gym because, of course, he didn't own it. And so we kind of put a pause to it. When he opened this up, this year, man, that's when he had asked me to come check it out. And I was freaking blown away, man. Like, I was like, damn. I walked in and he's all like, I said, dude, that's big. And he said, bro, that's the lobby. Like, the gym's in the back, bro. And I'm like, oh, damn, dude. Like, but it was good, man. I mean, I'm glad I'm here. Thank you, Jacob. Of course, I'm always thanking the guy. But yeah, man. But before this, bro, the whole trailer thing, man, I'm still looking for an old postal Jeep. And I'm drive on the right side. I was a mailman for years, and I've always wanted one. I always told myself, if I retire as a mailman, I'm gonna freaking buy me one, and that's what I'm gonna drive around. Well, I had this thing where I was like, you know what, dude, I'm going to buy one. I'm going to gut it out in the back area. I was going to set it up like a podcast, dude. Like, literally, I was going to set it up and just be like, okay, go to the gyms and bring somebody in and boom, just bullshit, chop it up. I mean, soundproof it, have it to where it's a little freaking studio, right? And when you mentioned trailer, man, I was like, dude, that's the second best thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact that you can travel with that shit and go somewhere and be like, hey, you know what, dude? I mean, go to these fights, park outside, and catch some of these fighters coming in and out, man. But
that's a damn good idea.
Oh yeah, bro. Hey, man, I'm telling you, dude. I mean, this is something that I was like, damn, I want to do that, and I still want to do that. I mean, even hell, dude. I mean, who knows next year, man? But it was just a cool concept because of course next year I'm looking to travel, man. I'm gonna go to Corpus for like a weekend, get whatever I can. I'm gonna go to Austin, the same thing, get whatever I can, just hit up a lot of the gyms, fighters, of course, see what they got going on. And I wanted to start doing that like every other weekend, basically, but I mean, of course, that where it comes into play, I've been drive out there and boom, throw the podcast and start getting interviews, man. But we'll see, man. I mean, next year, like I said, no, yeah. I mean, and one of the things, and I know we had talked about this before, man, was having fun with this. I mean, once it stops being fun, that's when it starts feeling like a job, and I don't want to go to work, man. but yeah, it's just I mean, literally, man. I have fun with this when I first started. I started losing that towards the end, and I think that's kind of what killed it. For me, I had to take some time off and just kind of like work and deal with life and everything else. But I mean, I got the bug again, and now I'm like, I'm here, I'm knee deep, as far as buying all this equipment and getting it ready. But I'm ready, man. I mean, like I said, I mean, with people like yourself, I mean, coming by and shopping it up and talking about everything and anything. But we'll see, man. I mean, New Year, of course, MMA's life is going to be up and at it. Now, who's helping with your company, man? It's just yourself right now?
Just myself, yes, sir.
That might be a good thing, man. I mean, at least for now, that way you can actually get out there and not have to deal with having to tell people what to do. Because you'd be surprised, bro. I had a couple of people like, yeah, man, I'll help you. I'll do photos. I do. Okay, cool, man. We go to the fights. I'm watching them, and the whole time I'm watching them, and I'm like, dude, they're not doing nothing, or and at the end of the fight, they're like, oh man, well, I didn't have a camera, or I didn't have this, and I'm like, dude, like seriously, bro, like, I mean, they just wanted to go just to go, and I'm like, dude, that's not the. It sucks it, but it's just like you have to kind of break it down to people like that, I guess. But yeah, man, it's just I did what I could, man, and I had a lot of locals help me out at the beginning, and I mean, of course, it's photo wise, man. I mean, everybody wants to sell their photos, man. Like I tell people, these fighters are broke, man. I mean, the best thing you can do as a photographer is take photos, sell them, of course. They want to buy posters or banners or whatnot, but it's from that branch off and start doing start working with the promotion, man, getting the photos for the fight posters or advertisement or their gym, but yeah, man, as far as when they come to fight posters, I always just post them up there and let them let them have them, dude. I mean, I'm not a photographer per se, man, but I just take what I can, and if they like it, they can have it, man. Now let me ask you this, man. I mean, you actually you're gonna start doing photography.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, on that business, is that going to be your own also, or you got somebody else coming in?
I believe I'm trying to do everything my own, but of course, I definitely always looking for help, for advice. But yeah, I'm just trying to do, if I end up crashing, if I end up fucking up, it's me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I make it, it's me.
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
not put nobody at risk. I don't,
Yeah, man, and that's kind of, I guess that's a smart thing to do, man. Because I know the same here, man. Like I don't want to tell people like, yeah, hype them up and say, man, I'm gonna get you, 10,000 this year or this month, and and it doesn't happen, dude. Because I mean, I can't even get myself 10,000, right? but yeah, man. But I mean, if people want to volunteer and help out, man, by all means, bro, right?
It's
now,
a beautiful sport, man.
No, yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I was telling you, man. I mean, it is, and the fact that once you get in there, of course, I mean, you already have your foot in the door. You can hit up other gyms and just like, hey, you know what? Can I go on there and take photos of some of the guys coming up for fights, and those photos are yours, man. And what I like about it is that if I do a write up or an interview, I can use those photos without people telling me, hey, that's my picture or whatever, man, because it does happen. But that's kind of what I like about it, man. It's just the same thing with the photographers, man. I know we got two that are going to be helping out this year, and actually one, but the other one we'll see, man. But it's just I tell them, man, I said, you know what, the whole time I said, I just want at least per round, I want like 5 photos per round. That's what I want for the company as far as what we're going to use, and then we're going to promote your business, promote your, whatever they're doing, and that way we can use those photos for write-ups, or if they have another fight coming up, and we can use that photo, you know what I mean? Like, it'll give us a little something to use for future references. Now, let me ask you, bro, I mean, being in San Antonio, man, of course, we talked about the Spurs, man. We talked about being downtown, dude. I mean, when was the last time you went to the Riverwalk, bro? Let me ask you.
Man, I'm almost embarrassed to say, but that's since I was a kid.
Bro, and the thing about it is, I see people from outside the city that I have on Facebook, and they're like, "Where's the Riverwalk?" Yeah. And I'm like, "The hell?" I drive by over that thing like I don't know how many times a day, right? But I mean, we live here, of course, so we're used to it, man. But it's just, I mean, the last time that I literally went to the Riverwalk, man, was probably when my kids were little, bro. I mean, they're grown now, and we haven't been on there in years, but I haven't been on there, and it's just, even the Christmas lights, bro. Like I don't even do that anymore. It's
Right.
just, it is what it is, man. But like I said, we're local, so of course we're not gonna get all like crazy happy about that, man. But yeah, man. But I mean, here, HOJ Academy, man, we're like a walking distance. The Market Square is like 2 blocks away. Um, the courthouse, of course, is behind us, so you don't want to go there, unless you have to. Or the magistrate, should I say, man? But it's in a good spot, man. I mean, there's a lot more. Like I said, I've got a couple of guests coming up this week. I know you sent me one of your buddies the other day, man. I'm actually gonna be bringing the guy in the podcast.
Oh yeah, who's that?
Well, actually, I've got two, man. Actually, Cody, I'm gonna actually see if I can bring him in here.
He's
And
a cool ass dude, man.
yeah, dude. I mean, and the guy, I know him from years back, man. He used to train here in San Antonio, and of course, back then he was training at a different gym and whatnot. But the guy went to New Mexico. Of course, started training. Yeah, dude, and that you can't get any better than that, bro. I mean, that's kind of why I wanna bring him in here and kind of talk about that. But Borrego, man, Mr. Borrego is the young man that I'm gonna bring in. And if you're listening, bro, I'm definitely gonna set up for something either next year or whenever they have time. But I do have a couple fighters that I'm bringing in for not just for the podcast, but for the show itself, man. So
Another real cool ninja couple that I've met is Mr. Angel Cruz. I call him the Puerto Rican Ninja.
oh yes,
He
bro.
fights just like Anthony Pettis, man, out of 10th Planet San Antonio, and his lovely girlfriend, the strawweight princess, also vicious Miss Amber, vicious MMA. She's coming off a ugly submission win también, so I sponsor both of them, and I look to work with both of them.
No, for sure, man. I didn't go to his fight the last time he fought out there at the WEC, man. But he went out there with a freaking dude. He was aggressive. He controlled the fight. Got the win. I mean, I don't want to say I was impressed because the guy is tough as nails, dude. But I was like, wow, dude, definitely. He's definitely in there to win, man. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, so they're a cool ass ninja couple, and they're part of that 10th Planet family. Are you familiar with a lot of the 10th Planet people? The Austin, San Antonio.
Yeah, actually, I have a couple of them on my Facebook, man. I do
Okay.
follow him, of course. Cody, like I said, I've had him on there for years, and yeah, man. Looking forward to if they can make it out here too, man. And I know they travel a lot, bro, so it's kind of hard to get them, here in San Antonio. But yeah, man, if they're listening, by all means, man. I'm no Cody. I'm gonna hit him up again, probably next week, just after the holidays. If y'all want to show up this week, man, y'all gotta bring gifts. So I don't know, it's up to y'all. Bring some presents. But yeah, man. But I mean, like I said, the sport is growing. I mean, every day I keep seeing new gyms popping up. As far as with credentials, black belts. Opening their gyms. I know BTT just awarded a lot of black belts to a lot of their guys this week, man, and it's crazy because, I mean, Ohana, the same thing. They got black belts are being are getting ranked. People in their black belts, and it's like guys that I started with back in the day as far as doing media, and I'm like, dude, cool, man. Like it's good to see because it's an investment, bro. I mean, once you get that black belt, I mean, of course, you can go teach yourself or you can teach class. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of them, part of the curriculum is teaching class. But it's cool to watch, man. I mean, I'm a fan of all these guys, man, and of course, every time they accomplish something like that, dude, I'm glad. I'm glad they're doing it. But yeah, man. I mean, once again, dude, like I said, I mean, with your MMA's life, dude. I mean, start hitting up a lot of these gyms and just start traveling, man. I mean, of course, San Antonio is getting bigger, man. So the earlier the better before you really got to go out there, man.
Right.
But yeah, bro, let me ask you, man. Of course, you're saying you're going to start doing play-by-play. We're going to start doing, hopefully, the Fight Watch here, man. We'll definitely bring you in one of those days, man. Come
I'd
in
be
here.
honored, man.
And that way you can give me some betting tips, dude. I want to win some money too, bro.
Let's do it.
But man, I want to thank you, bro. I know we mentioned this is early in the morning. I know we got here like at 9 o'clock. It's already going to be 10. But it is December 21st. Now, I got to ask you before we wrap it up, bro. Christmas, man. You get all your shopping done, bro?
Yes.
Now, what are you getting? What do you think you're going to get this year, man? Or are you going to get something yourself?
Well, what I'm gonna give myself
Yes,
is,
bro.
man, I gotta give me a stationary bike, man. I'm gonna. A lot of people think I forgot. I be posting. I'm gonna 100-pound losing diet.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, okay.
And because the mission is for me to start doing a little jiu-jitsu, man, and competitions by my 37th birthday, which is in April.
Oh, nice.
I got my jiu-jitsu name. I'm ready to go. I
Oh,
just gotta get in shape. Oh, you know what the jiu-jitsu name is?
No, what is it?
The Bastard Strangler.
Oh, shit, dude.
So I got a scary sounding name. I'm motivated. I'm ready to go. I just need to drop the pounds because I don't plan on going in there with the rip.
With guys that are like 6'4" and shit, bro. Because there's some monsters out there, boy. I'm telling you, man. Well, that's good, man. I hope to be able to cover that, man. Yes, I mean, of course, you're gonna want to compete here locally, right?
All day.
And the good thing about it is that they're coming through here like crazy, man. And there's a lot of promotions popping up. Not popping up, but showing up. And it's just it's good, man. Because even like the guys here at HOJ, man. I mean, they get to compete, and even if they're not fighting that month, go for a row, man.
Maybe I'll come check it out, shit.
Yeah, bro, and it's gonna get good, man. I know, it happens, and a lot of times it happens Saturdays early in the day, and that's when I get to work. So it's kind of hard for me to actually show up and cover some of this stuff, man. But I'm looking forward to it, man. So hopefully next year, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Bastard Strangler out there, man. That's gonna be crazy, boy. But man, as far as gifts, man, what are you giving this year, man?
Puro niños, nothing but kids, man. You know what I'm saying? You're adult.
Get a job.
I'm skipping you this year. But I got 18 nieces and nephews, and growing. So you know what I'm saying. So a lot of the dollar toys ain't gonna cut it no more. They want cell phones, they want money.
They want a phone better than ours, man.
Yeah, better than ours. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely take care of my nieces and nephews because I love them. I only got one little boy, my one son, but I got 20 other kids, man.
No, for sure, man. Man, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm getting everybody tamales this year, man. That way they can have something to open up on Christmas Day, bro. I'm gonna give myself tamales, bro. But yeah, man, it's just my kids. I mean, of course they're older now, but I mean, I'll probably send them money. I was supposed to watch the Spider-Man movie with my youngest the other day. It didn't happen, but I want to go watch that. Hopefully, probably with them over the weekend, man. If not Sunday.
Things about it,
yeah, bro. I know it's getting up there, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so. We'll see how that goes, man. But I'll probably wear my Spider-Man outfit. I don't know. We'll see. Man. I might get escorted out by security, man. But we'll see, man. But bro, as always, man, it's a pleasure. Thank you for stopping by this morning. Thank you for bringing donuts. I'm gonna grab one right now. I didn't want to do it on the air because it gets messy. But I want to thank everybody, of course, John Noriega for stopping by. MMA is live. Go check out his group. Everybody out there listening, man. This is the Fight Card Podcast. We are in San Antonio, Texas, inside the HOJ Academy, of course, as always. Until next time, follow up.
All right, I felt a lot looser than last week, so that's good.